Welcome everybody to the Roundup for today. It is March 28, 2023. You know it is Tuesday and that means it's Roundup Day. Let's talk about what's going to happen for the next few days, including the schedule for April. Here is the roadmap to April before we get into the main roundup of the day. As you guys can see, we do have it's tentative right now. I will be finalizing everything on Thursday when we do the roundup again for the official preview of April, and I am very excited. I'm very excited for this. So let's get started to talk about what's coming up in April. VR Chat has its own section for the main channel, as you guys can see. So every time you see a character here and a number, that's how many times that character will appear during the month of X, where X equals the name of the month. So for April, we have 5 characters. There are 5 characters on the board, including April 4th, 2023. We have a brand new model debuting on that day. I cannot tell you the name of this character because it's going to spoil something else. Okay, but I will tell you the name of this character. The only hint I'm going to give you, it's a character's name that I have mentioned on this channel before. I have mentioned the name of this character before, but I'm gonna tell you this is a human girl. That's all I'm gonna say. That's the hint. That is the hint. The name has been used before for a different character. That's all I'm gonna say. Then we have Francis the Wolf, Infinite the Jackal, Shady, and Amy. So as you can see, the numbers on the bottom is how many times they're gonna appear in the month of April. So for example, Francis the Wolf has a 2, meaning he will appear twice, including in April, not including tomorrow, not including tonight. All of this will be in April. Infinite will appear twice, Shady will appear once, Amy will appear once, and the human girl will appear twice. For Mario Yuuki, we have our crossover month. It is the officially themed crossover. We have Power Stardew Valley, we have Pac Mario, and we have Mario in Clock Town. So Stardew Valley is obviously Stardew Valley the game, the farming game. Then we have Pac Mario, which is talking about Pac-Man, but with a Mario aspect. Mario in Clock Town talks about Zelda, Legend of Zelda. On the bottom line, we have Francis the Hedgehog Reacts. It is coming back, and we are coming back with a vengeance. We are We're gonna be reacting to the 7 Legend Ring series from Tavarius Ader Peace. That's a big boy. That's a big boy reaction. There are only, I believe, 7 episodes. However, unlike the recent reactions with the Shidina versus Fleetway Supersonic, which is only 10 minutes, these videos could somehow be over 30. So these are big boy reactions now. No more small boy. There might be a 20-minute reaction in there. But starting with the Legend 7 Ring series, we're talking about 30-minute reactions. There is a shot. I'm going to split up the reaction to the 2 parts because it's 30 minutes. Okay? So, and there is one we might be reacting to later this year with the Grief Arc of Shadina that is going to be 1 hour. No, I am not kidding. That is one of the recordings. 1 hour. So we're going to split that up into 4. So look out for that one. Then in April we have some podcasting to announce and one new reaction series with Francis the Hedgehog. So Francis the Hedgehog loves his food and he's going to be reacting to TikTok. As in food TikToks. I am inspired by Tim the Tatman for this one. So if you do not know who Tim the Tatman is, I got no idea what you're doing here. No, I'm kidding. So Tim the Tatman is a gamer here on YouTube. Not only he is a gamer, he does content, he does reaction videos, He does food reactions in terms of TikTok. So he does food team reactions and then he plays the game of the day. So I'm inspired by that, but now I'm not gonna do these live. These are just recorded. So for the first one, Francis the Hedgehog will react to food TikToks containing fried chicken. Fried chicken is our first topic of the day. So we'll be talking about that later on in April. Now, the podcast and other content. So we have 2 podcasts, 3 if you count the Roundup show, 4. Now, there is 3 podcasting here. The first one we're going to talk about, it's called Content Corner. Now, I might be renaming this, however. I'll explain why in a moment. But the idea of this Content Corner podcast is talking about content development, content creation, video game, video games, video game news, all that. That's the Content Corner. However, I might be renaming it to Yuuki Cast because most of the time I'm going to be referring to the podcast as content creation stuff. We'll be talking about the back end of YouTube. We're going to be talking about YouTube, Kick, Twitch, gaming, multiplayer games. We'll be talking about why particular things don't work on streaming. We'll be talking about educational stuff. That's why I'm going to call it the Yuuki Cast. Now, you may have noticed that there's another podcast here that I never talked about yet. And that's because I want to introduce it today. It is called the Mario Cast. The Mario Yuuki Mario Cast. On Mario Yuuki, the channel for Mario games. We're going to be talking about Mario, in particular, we're talking about Mario games in terms of like the landscape. We'll talk about Mario in terms of like ROM hacks, like user created content. We'll also be talking about, let's say, Mario stuff like Mario movie, the Mario movie coming out in April. Interestingly enough, I'm starting this podcast in April when the new Mario movie is supposed to come out. So it just comes out right on time as the Mario movie makes an appearance. We'll be talking about a lot of cool things about Mario. Now, why did I not do something for like Pokemon? Well, yes, I grew up with Pokemon, but the problem with Pokemon is the reason why I don't do Pokemon is because it's too much. You have to learn the characters, you have to learn this and that, you have to learn all the Pokemon names. I am never going to get them all. No pun intended. But that's just how it is. With Mario, I grew up with Mario and I played more Mario than Pokemon, so it makes sense. So we're gonna have the Mario cast on Mario Yuuki. Now, am I gonna make a podcast for the Anime Yuki channel when it comes out? No, it's because it's the same line as Pokemon. Anime, you gotta really watch everything if you wanna do a podcast about anime. With Mario, it's not as bad because while you don't need to play every Mario game, Mario is universal. Because everybody grew up with either Mario or Sonic. That's why I'm doing a Mario podcast rather than a Pokemon. So that is all in April. Now let's talk about the channels. So let's talk about the rest of the roundup here. I showed you guys the April 2023 preview, including the roadmap. We're gonna be talking about the Anime Yuki channel in a moment because it has a tie-in into the VR chat model reveal on April 4. And speaking of April 4, we're going to have an extended stream April 3 and 4. We're going to extend the streams by at least 30 minutes. Okay, so instead of starting at 5:30, we're starting at 5, for example. And that includes the morning stream on the 4th, which is a Tuesday. And then I talked about the podcast from Mario, talking about ROM hacks, development, and more. Now I talked about also the podcast for the rename of Content Corner. So what exactly are we going to be doing in Content Corner? Well, actually, I have a channel for that. Interestingly enough, we have a channel for that, except I haven't promoted it yet because there's actually nothing here yet. So that is going to be Yuuki's Content Corner, but maybe I'm going to rename it the Yuuki Cast. I'm still thinking about it. But what we're going to be talking about is content creation, streaming, and why certain games do work and don't work. All of these are commentary videos that we'll be talking about throughout the year. We'll also be diving deep into reading reports, reading graph, how to read your graphs, how to read a graph about revenue graph, like tutorials in a way. But we're going to dive deep. We're also going to be talking about learning why certain games do work, how to read analytics, how to read this and that. We're diving deep into reports of Streamlabs, Stream Hatchet. We're talking about where the platforms are lying out, like YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We'll be talking about where they're heading, what's the trend. Like Streamlabs, Stream Hatchet report is what I'm trying to say there. So that's what we'll be talking about on that channel. Okay, so that's going to be our main focus on the channel for podcast of Yuuki's Content Corner, or maybe to be recalled as Yuuki Cast. The Yuuki Cast. Same thing on the Mario channel where we're going to be talking about Mario. We'll be doing Mario Cast, as in Mario ROM hacks, development, level design, all that good stuff. We'll be talking about why I enjoyed the level of Case Emmanuel. We'll be talking about the ROM hack Green Stars. What works, what didn't work, and all that good stuff. Oh, and I have a little bit of a surprise for you. We have a brand new layout for Mario Yuuki channel I would like to present. And here is the layout that you're going to see today at 11:30 in the morning. And every Mario stream, including Mario ROM hacks, Super Mario World ROM hacks, and any other Mario game that we're going to play. Now, of course, not everything is going to stay the same, but you see where I'm going with this. So, what happened? What happened to everything else? So as you guys can see here in the layout, or overlay, or however you want to call it. Hold on one quick moment there. Let me, what that is. Not that. Let me see what that is. That's what that is. Okay. Okay, anyway. As you guys can see on the top, we have the name of the ROM hack or game, the author of the game. Now, if it's a regular game like a Mario regular game, I'm not going to do that because everybody knows it's from Nintendo. Stars, how many stars does this ROM hack or ROM hack have? In this case, we're playing Star Road. It has 130 stars. And the progress is based on its progress of the hack. We are at 20 stars right now in Star Road. And then what's our goal? 85 stars. Below that, you have the recent subscriber on the main YouTube channel Productions. Currently, it is Maria the Hedgehog, I believe. I am going to make sure of that right now. Yeah, it is Maria the Hedgehog from yesterday. So thank you, Maria. And then the Twitch follower is that name right there. Now, I've been noticing though, before we continue, I do want to make sure you guys understand that we are also on Kick and Twitch. I'm not sure about Twitch right now. We'll see. But we are on Twitchy. We're also on Kicky. If you want to know where we are, what our handle is, I put it on the top right corner of your screen. Now, here's the kicker, no pun intended. My main platform is YouTube, believe it or not. I don't think it's a surprise anymore at this point. Because most of my stuff has been on YT, including VR chat. Now, another question you might be asking is what happened to the voting system? Because there's no voting anymore. Well, a couple of things. First off, you can vote on the poll on the YouTube, and I'll check it out. I'll make sure to look at the numbers. But the reason why I took it away from the layout, is because it takes up space. I've been wondering, wait a second, that wasn't a problem before, was it? Well, here's the thing. When you look at a layout in terms of streaming, what's the number one thing you want to see? It is not too many information. It's the game. So if we take a look, if we load up a game right now, I'm actually going to load up Star World, but I'm not going to play until later.
Let's go.
So here's Star World, everybody. As you can see, you have more game space than you would usually have it. So if we move loadout, if we move, we change the the layout to original. As you can see, this was the original layout. And you're not going to see everything in a while, because you're going to move this over here. So this was the original layout. I'll be wondering, it looks clean, and it does, no cap. But remember what I said in my first episode of the Yuuki Content Corner, talking about layouts. The most important thing people want to see is not this stuff, because this stuff is fun, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing for a layout is obviously the game. You have a bigger screen to see the game now. Do you rather have this than the other one? And besides, I had multi-line for the information about the game. Now, I do want to show off some of the new alerts you might want to see. So I'm going to show you off the new chat box. So that's a test of the new chat box. Now I do have to fix it a little bit because it disappears after a few seconds. But I think that's okay, considering that if there's too much clutter on the stream. And that's another thing, you don't want to have too much clutter. Now, you might be wondering, wait a second, that information about the ROM hack is beneficial, and it is. But then again, look at what I had on the other layout too. I had the voting information, how you guys can vote. Now, if this was about like incentives, like learning like the A button challenge, then I would do something for that. But we're not going to do no incentives here. We're not doing no game incentives here. We're just playing the game normally, in a way. So that's why I took away that. And remember, I don't see people using the Yuuki coin a lot, so I took that away because I want to make sure you guys have more enjoyment with the game and not the Yuuki coin just because. I will add something for Yuuki coin people later. And here's another thing I'm considering. I have to have your full support on this idea. there is something called Streamloot. I'm gonna present to you in just a moment. And the idea of Streamloots is to support the streamer while playing a card like a Pokemon card. But the idea is to sabotage the streamer here. Now you might be wondering, why am I doing this? The reason why is because I want to see where you guys report on this one. And I might be coming back to Fortnite because of the Fortnite Creator 2.0. But more about that later on Thursday. But let me go show you guys Streamloot. So here's how it looks like on the big boy screen. Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys Streamloot. Streamloots is a service that allows you to support a streamer while getting a card. I'm talking about a card that you can play. So I'm going to give you an example. So Streamloots allows you to support the streamer and play a card. Now, how does this work? So you go to streamloots.com, you sign up, and then you go to my particular section. So you guys can see that we have time to stretch, the excited GIF, and all that good stuff. Here's the thing: you can make custom cards for your game. So for example, let's say that we're gonna do a Mario ROM hack. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So here I have a few cards that you can play, although I did not really publish this yet. So here's how this works. In a Super Mario World ROM hack, you can sabotage me in a way where you can do, for example, small Mario for one level means exactly what it sounds like. It means I cannot get a power up for one level. Exactly what it sounds like. Same thing here, no Yoshi allowed for one level. So if somebody comes to my Streamloots and buys a pack of cards, not only supports the stream but could also sabotage me in a way. Let's say they play the no Yoshi allowed for one level. The next level, I cannot play with Yoshi. No Yoshi at all. And then the level after that, assuming that there's no other card, then Yoshi is back. No Fire Flower for one level is exactly the same thing as no Yoshi allowed, except that it's now no Fire Flower. This one is called no save states allowed. I believe no save states allowed for one level, if I remember this correctly. Meaning I cannot use a save state. I cannot do the save state button in the level. But the next level I can. The next one is called card cancel. For example, let's say somebody plays the no Yoshi allowed for one level, for the next level, but then somebody card cancel. That means that no Yoshi allowed for one level is cancelled, and I can bring back Yoshi if I wanted to. That's how that goes. Also, in the Super Mario World ROM hack, you can go backwards. For example, for 10 minutes, I need to go from, let's just say I'm on level 10. Except for castles, because you cannot go back on castles, unless it's a very specific particular ROM hack. You cannot go, you have to go backwards for 10 minutes. You play backwards, so you go from level 10 to level 9, 8, 7, 6 for 10 minutes. And then after your 10 minutes are over, you go back to your regular level. you played the level you were supposed to play 10 minutes earlier. But you have to play for 10 minutes backwards. If you do not complete the level, let's just say you ran out of time, like there was 3 seconds left in the challenge, and you don't complete that level, you still have to go back to the normal gameplay. Then we have extra time cards. Extra time cards is exactly what it sounds like. So extra time means extra minutes of streaming. So for example, 5 extra minutes is 5 extra minutes. So instead of ending the stream at 7 o'clock p.m., I have to end it at 7:05. If you play another card like 5 extra minutes, instead of 7:05, it becomes 7:10. And then 10 extra minutes after that, let's say another person plays that card, instead of ending at 7:10, it becomes 7:20. And so on. And you can continue playing cards like that. It's like a Sabaton, but not really. Because Sabaton, you have to subscribe and then you have to add minutes. This one, you have to play the cards. So the most common card is 5 extra minutes. I'll be talking about this platform in its own video. But 5 extra minutes. Most of the time we can get this because it's green. Okay, it's a green card. Then you have this purple card, cancel all cards. Not only sabotages, but also extra time cards. That means no extra time. That means stream ends normally. No save states are allowed again. And Yoshi is allowed. I know I'm talking about it too much. But I'm going to tell you, I think you guys are going to like this. Okay? But I'm going to talk about this more in its own video. Because I want to make sure you guys understand what it is first before I do an official Streamloot recording. I'm going to actually do a video on that. Talk about the idea later on today. Because we might be doing it for Mario. We'll see though. I don't want to get too excited yet. Okay? Maybe I can give you free coins or something to make it more fun and make it more interesting. Okay? Not only are you going to support me as a streamer, but you're going to make fun of it. Make some fun out of it too. I would do this for VR chat, but I think it's too much. Most of the time you can get for games. And that's the roundup. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed not only a little bit of what's going to happen with Streamloots, but a little bit of what's going to happen in April. We'll be back with you guys at 11:30 in the morning for Mario. Enjoy, and we'll see you guys soon. I will be doing a full look at Streamloots in a different video for tonight, if you guys want to pay attention to that. Because I have to talk about some other stuff about what Streamloots is before we launch this idea officially. See you guys at 11:30 in the morning for more Star Road.